G'day fellas and welcome back to a casted game. Spawning in on the west side of the map, playing as the Abbasid dynasty in the color blue, it is Marine Lord. On the opposite side of the map, playing as the Rus, it is Puppy Paw. And I tell you what, I'm excited. You guys know why I'm excited, because we are on King of the Hill, we got the Rus, and we have the potential for a new world record to be set. The previous world record in a competitive 1v1 was set by the Viper at I think it was about 406, 419 gold a minute. Now, you can actually get it even higher. I'll let you guys in on a little secret about how you do it. What you actually do is you mine or you chop into the forest about here. I mean, technically, I'm sure you could probably go back like all the way to here and do it, but you can just chop in a nice little spot there. You can see it's about 20 trees, and then you put your great, what's it called? Oh god, Drongo. We just started this game, Drongo, and you can't even remember the name of that landmark. Don't worry, I will get it eventually. The High Trade House. There we go, the High Trade House. And then you put the High Trade House down right there, and it will have beautiful coverage there. And you can potentially get up to 500 gold a minute with that. And you can see Puppy Paw, 22 gold a minute, not the highest, but obviously it'll continue growing as his bounty does. His bounty going to be trying to reach that that ultimate high number of 500. On the other side of the map, though, Marine Lord playing as the Abbasid dynasty. This is a matchup that is, it's one of those old school matchups. At least I feel like it is one of the old school matchups. When I say that, I mean, like, it's one that's been tried and tested. We've seen it a lot of time. It's gone through a lot of iteration. Most commonly, when with this matchup, what we do see is the Guz build coming out. So that's Iaguz. He is a player from Australia, and the build is named after him, the Guz build, the Iaguz build. And so essentially, the way that it works is we would see the Rus player look to take a boar in the middle of the map. It's something that happens quite a fair bit. So there is a boar up towards the north here. There's also a boar down towards the south. So there's going to be an option for him. And whether he looks to play one base into that... Oh, this is so painful. This is so damn painful. Those villagers, how long were they idle for? Just me personally witnessing those villagers being idle for like 10 seconds right there. You hate to see it. And that's something that happens so much with the Rus. It is always happening with the Rus. Just simply because you're out on the map all the time and you're, oh, I'll just get this one more wolf. Oh, I'll just get a few more sheep. Oh, I'll just get this last deer. And then as a result, you forget about your sheep. And it happens. It happens to the best of us. You can see Puppy Paw right now. He is final 8 in Golden League, and it even happens to him. So if it's happening to you, don't be ashamed. Don't be afraid. Don't be upset. It's all right. It happens to the best of us. But now we see Marine Lord going to be aging up. No shenanigans coming out. No trade wing on a map without a trade post. It is just going to be the economic wing today. Actually, that would be very funny. There were these competitive games where you pick, your enemy picks what landmarks you go, and you imagine doing like a trade wing on this map. It would be terrible. But now Puppy Paw are going to be doing very annoying things and just going to be over here harassing villagers on the gold mine. Very, very frustrating when you've got this early little scout advantage, and we can see that villager going to be slowly getting picked off. I'd be tempted to hit that sheep just to try and take out that and take it out and get myself a bit more bounty as well. But you can see Marine Lord really struggling with this. Golden Gate going to be going up in the back of the base for Puppy Paw. Interesting house position. I'll remark on that. Just the fact there's one tile in between the house and the town center. Ideally, you'd want it smack bang right up against the town center. Just save yourself 2 tiles for when you might need them. But not going to be the case today. Marine Lord and Puppy Paw still fighting their best over on this gold mine. Early stages of the game still, but you can see that scout looks like it might be going down. Marine Lord going to be getting a little +1 scout victory over there. Very happy with himself. At the same time, back behind this, you can see he's on the wood line, worked his way all the way around. And now going to continue applying pressure towards the front. Marine Lord slowly but steadily doing a decent job of just culling the amount of scouts that are coming out here. And we'll check in with Marine Lord and see how he's doing. He's got enough for that wheelbarrow. So wheelbarrow going to be coming up very shortly. You can see he's got the resources in the bank for it. He will need to get fresh foodstuffs as well. And you can see the scout there going to be trying its best to do some damage here. He's just being very pesky, Puppy Paw is. And I think this is something that I like about the Rus, is they've got a very active early game, But after the early game, you don't really have to do much. And then so you're kind of in this nice little period where you can just micro, because all of your villagers, like, you're just rallying your town center to wood, all of the villagers sitting underneath the town center on food. It's like, it's very easy. But it looks like he's going to actually be taking this South Sacred Site. We'll be coming down towards this huntable boar, and we can see that he's moving down there with scouts. He's got 2 still up towards this northern position, almost losing that second scout, actually. So he's going to have to fall back away from this. But he'll be trying his best to keep these 2 alive. He'll be heading back to base, and now actually just going to be dropping down the hunting cabin on top of the huntable boar. What have we got here? How is he expecting to kill this boar with 5? Why only 5? Why not 8? What is going on here? Okay. Okay, it looks like he's setting himself up for it. Boar coming out. The scout was already on a very low amount of health, so he might lose the scout if he's not careful. Scout gets away on 2 health. Villager getting microed very well. Okay, all right. Okay, Puppy Paw kills the boar with 6 villagers. I tell you what, I've killed that boar with 8 villagers before, and I've lost 2. That boar fucks, man. Great micro there. And looks like he's not even going to be going for a wooden fortress. So very, very greedy. If I would say anything about that, I would say it's very greedy. Because if this gets found out, you could have pressure applied here, and you could have some problems. Speaking of problems, Marine Lord looking to come over towards that side of the map. You can see scouts are out for both players here. Marine Lord does indeed have that wheelbarrow through. We'll take a look at it. There you can see it coming through now. Fresh foodstuffs also coming through. And going to be going for that second town center now. But Marine Lord going to be spotting out the boar down to the south. He spots out the triple archery range as well. And indeed, he knows it is the Guz build that is going to be up. Now, do we see a double broadaxe coming through? We don't actually see a double broadaxe coming through for Puppy Paw just yet. I would expect that we see that through sooner rather than later. But a beautiful little... beautiful little forward base that we've got here. Scout actually went down back towards this stone mine. You can see he's got more than enough now to drop down that second town center. And the question is where does he go? I think this is a great spot up here. I guess you could go up on the deer as well. That's going to be another good spot for him. Yeah, I think the best thing to do is try and keep it away from the main base just because of the ram. The ram is going to come. The ram is going to look. The ram is going to find you, and it will kill you. And now we can actually see Marine Lord moving up here. And I guess this is the other problem, right? Is because Puppy Paw is going to be on the hunt. He's going to be looking, where is that second town center? Show me the second town center. Because behind this, he's going to be thinking about a blacksmith. He's going to be thinking about getting that siege engineering. But still, one thing to note is we don't actually see double broadaxe. And to be honest, I think this kind of hurts his build order, if anything, because the double broadaxe, it's a little bit, you know, a little bit less aggression in the early stages of the game, but a bit more aggression about that 10-11 minute mark, which is exactly when you want to be killing people. But now, I'm going to continue rallying units out. He's got to be careful here. This is actually pretty smart here from Marine Lord. I suspect that town center is going to... Oh, this is actually very smart. He's going to have to make his way up over this ridge here, and that's exactly what we see him doing. So he's very, very, very fortunate that there is a gap here. But he'll be turning his attention towards that northern town center. And I think that's the consequence of going into this, right? Like, obviously, you could put your second town center down over here, but then they just come in from this angle around here. Like, the second town center is just going to be prone, unless you put it right on top at the back, but that's where you've got the House of Wisdom. So maybe if you put, like, the House of Wisdom here and then the second town center right there, I think that is a decent way to do it. But otherwise, it's just so damn hard going up against this, because there's so much damn aggression coming up. We'll check in with Marine Lord. We'll see how he's doing. He's very heavily on food. You can see that. He's actually going for a triple stable right now. And I love that. You know, you scout out that your enemy is going for a triple archery range. So how do you react? Triple stable. Have no fear. Marine Lord knows exactly what is up. And that scout going to be spotting out that stable there. So he'll probably think it's camels as well as stables. Do we actually see a barracks come down? I would expect that that's what we're going to be seeing right here. And that's indeed what we see. So Marine Lord on the other side, he's yet to scout that out. He's just going to continue running horsemen. He'll be looking to try and pick up reinforcements, look to try and pick up any sort of little engagements that he can take. He's going to have the scouts there with him as well, so should be able to spot this out. But you can see that archer mass is really starting to build now for Puppy Paw. He's on 21 archers. That's a total of 105 damage right now. That is a lot of damage that would be coming out, and that would be, I mean, you know, he's got 2 armor on there, so technically it'd only be about 62 damage, but that is almost enough to two-shot these horsemen. So you've got to be very careful with picking your battles in this position. Marine Lord, though, still sitting on 2 town centers. He's on 36 villagers compared to the 32 villagers of Puppy Paw, so it's a slow and steady climb for him. But we do indeed see Hardened Spearman coming through. It's going to take a little bit longer now for Puppy Paw, but you can see a little bit of a mistake coming through for Puppy Paw. Ideally, he should be just putting in lumber camps almost... in fact, he should be putting them next to each other, just so that, you know, he's got complete coverage. But you can see there's a lot of walking distance on these. At least he does have his wheelbarrow, though, so he's going to be making use of that extra 5 as well as that additional walking speed. But now we can see Puppy Paw. He's going to be falling back on this position. Marine Lord coming around the corner. He gets spotted out. He sees, oh, he's got 10 horsemen. That's a lot of horsemen. I'm going to need some spears in response. And indeed you are, sir. You are going to need some spears in response. But now Puppy Paw going to have to, or Marine Lord rather, going to have to fall back. We'll see if Marine Lord goes into an archery range. There it is, archery range coming out for Marine Lord. He knows that he's going to need something to hold on. And he's done a pretty decent job just to repel the attack from now. Because typically what would happen is you would have the player looking to attack from one angle, right? Like he would be coming down here and he would be focusing on that second town center. But because the second town center is up here towards the north, it means he can't. Because if he wants to come through the middle, he can do that. He can put the pressure on, but all the reinforcements just get cleaned up non-stop, always getting cleaned up. And that's exactly what's happening right now. Reinforcements getting cleaned up. Even though they're spearmen, they're just getting surrounded. They're getting completely destroyed. He's got to be careful now. That spearman number is starting to get a little bit higher. He is going to fall back. 12 horsemen going to be able to make it out alive, at least for the moment. You can see that number of archers starting to build up there. The Guz build looking very strong. Got to be careful here, Marine Lord. He's unfortunately just thrown away 3 horsemen. That is a very painful loss right there. And it is something that happens to all of us. You know, you probably issued a command and it just never went through. I'm not even kidding you. If you click too fast, the game will not register your click. And I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Camel's going to be coming out now for Marine Lord. Where is his next food source? Oh my god, I've just realized. Look at Marine Lord's food source. This could be very bad for him. Puppy Paw on the aggressive. And but take a look at this. Marine Lord's got... This is his first berries. This is his second berries. That's his third. All 3 berries on the same side for Marine Lord. So he's going to be in a very tough spot. Now I think we've got a bit of a ram. No ram dance coming down. There's the ram dance coming down. I feel like a little bit of a fortune teller sometimes. But now going to be coming out. We can see those horsemen going to be looking to try and clean up these spears before any real damage gets done. He's actually doing a pretty decent job of just sort of distracting his enemy. Villager's going to be going down if they're not careful. Marine Lord not paying attention. First villager managing to, unfortunately, lose its life. And see, Marine Lord doing the right thing. This is how you want to be stacking it up. But your villagers, sometimes they're just so weird. Like, why are they on this kind of path, this trajectory? They're just intent on going out like that when they could just be very easily chopping that. But now, down towards the south, we continue to see Marine Lord just chopping and stabbing all of these units. He's sitting on top of the production. This is very good for him right now. He's going to be able to just stop out and fizzle out this attack, this push. So this could be very strong for him. But now more villagers. Oh, he's got to be careful. Marine Lord getting caught with his pants down. You can see all of the archers here. Actually, these archers are not in the best position. If these horsemen come out, you can see that there's a couple of them in queue. He could definitely look to take out a fair portion of them. Second town center going to be going down almost guaranteed. He's moved villagers out over towards this food source. He's going to have to evacuate the town center very, very shortly. But now you can see, all of a sudden, Marine Lord's starting to look very good. 10 villagers inside that town center. Ideally, you'd love them to start repairing that town center up. Let's see and watch what they do, because now all the horsemen are going to be coming out, and indeed, they're going to be repairing up that town center. He's going to be trying his best to get it out, and you can see all of those archers just going to be looking to pick off the horsemen, but all of the spears have been killed now. Marine Lord doing an absolute beautiful job in cleaning this up. He camped on top of those unit production. He stopped all the spear mass from being built, and now he gets the prize. He gets to clean up all of those early archers that came out. Marine Lord stabilizes. He looks incredibly strong in this series. He's up already 1-0 in this series, and now it looks like it might be a potential 2-0, because an early engagement like this is exactly what he needed to be able to keep his head above water. And now also cleans up more archers down towards the south. Villagers getting in on the action as well. Marine Lord currently sitting on 53 villagers compared to the 44 of Puppy Paw, but remember, he is scaling. He is scaling right now like a fisherman would scale a fish, like a Spider-Man would scale a wall. Actually, does Spider-Man scale a wall? Yeah, he probably scales a wall. Like Spider-Man would scale a wall. It is that exact same sort of scaling. Outpost now going to be coming up on the front side as well, looking to hold on, repel this little push that's coming in. You can see more villagers going to get pulled here. It's going to be careful with these horsemen. Villagers actually getting poked down, prodded down by those archers. Going to be losing a lot of these units here. Unfortunately, not paying attention. Got to get those inside, and there we go. Finally coming through. Reinforcements going to be coming in and looking to clean this up. And now Puppy Paw definitely going to be in a tough position. Maybe Fast Castle might have been the best bet for him. You can see he's finally managed to put in a couple more lumber camps. But once again, these stupid villagers. I don't know why they do this. They're so intent on cutting across that they don't cut in. It always, like, you have to retask them and you have to bring them down here. You guys here, like that, because they just keep doing it. And I'm sure if we watch long enough, they'll do it over here as well. But more houses going up for Marine Lord. He's looking very strong. He's actually stealing away the hunt of his enemy, and now Puppy Paw is going to find that out. You can see he actually went to go do a bit of a wall, but it's a little bit too late for that. So now, how does Marine Lord react to that? So Marine Lord now knows that Puppy Paw knows. So what does he do? Does he look to do a wall? Does he just keep doing him? I guess he's just going to keep doing him. He's actually looking to move down towards this next hunt. He's got a berry patch down here as well. Interesting that both berry patches have spawned on the south side. And now back towards the main fight. I apologize for missing it. We've got horsemen that are just looking to completely exhaust all of the archers here, trying their best. You can see that the archers are just going to be able to pick up those spearmen. Not a lot of horsemen here, so he's managed to do a decent job and get a bit of a mass ball rolling now. He's got a battering ram out here as well, so he might be able to push the issue. But Marine Lord, I guess he's not out of the woods just yet. He's not out of the woods just yet. Food's still going to be a critical resource for him, for the Abbasid dynasty. So we'll look to see how he plays it. But you can see that Arrow Slit's going to be coming through here, just looking to defend it, just look to try and stay alive a little bit longer. He could even be thinking about, no, there's no way he'd think about a third town center. It's just got to be for Arrow Slits at this point. But now back towards the base of Puppy Paw. Puppy Paw is still yet to hit any kind of timing on his castle age at this point. He's just going to keep on massing up those archers. And with that, we can actually see that his economy not all that hot. 375 bounty as well. Villagers finally did make their way back down towards this food source, but unfortunately, it's still a bit of a struggle for him. Up towards the north, we can see the town center, the double town center, still working overtime. 66 villagers for Marine Lord, 49 for Puppy Paw, and Puppy Paw slowly taking the resources of Marine Lord. Still doesn't actually have this second berry patch just yet, but he'll be working towards it. Do not worry. We can see him pushing up, looking to try and secure it now. And back towards the base of his opponent, Marine Lord is still gathering up those resources up towards the north. Marine Lord being very cheeky there. But I guess at the same time, they're almost trading each other's resources out right now, aren't they? But I got to say, I'm so impressed by the flank there from Marine. It wasn't really a flank, just out-maneuvering of Marine Lord, out-strategizing, out-game planning his opponent, Puppy Paw. It was very difficult. Now that battering ram just going to be completely burned down very, very quickly. Handful of spearmen out here. Not going to be enough to stop that many horsemen. You can see them all coming in. We'll head into the cinematic mode now as we begin to witness a little bit of a retreat here for Marine Lord. There's a lot of units out for Puppy Paw, but at the same time, Marine Lord's got a pretty decent mass, and now those units going to be looking to charge it up, trying to make their way through the middle, and you can see that the posture that just continues happening. Let's take a look at the upgrades. What do we got for these guys? It's +1 range, and on +1 range on both. So everyone's fully upgraded here with their ranged armors and their ranged attacks, but no melee armor as you would expect, because it's not going to help out that much. But you can see just how effective it is kiting here, and he's going to kite his way all the way back into a choke point, and I don't even think we'll see him kite after this. This is just perfect. You just want to leave them in here. That's exactly what he does, because it's so hard getting in on top of this. And now Marine Lord looks to be in a bit of a difficult position. You can see that Puppy Paw going to be sitting on top of his reinforcements right here, so he's getting more and more units in slowly but steadily, but we can see those units are getting eaten away. Scouts coming out as well, finally going to be losing their life, but the horsemen coming through. The numbers beginning to dwindle here, but all of a sudden the reinforcements for Puppy Paw are slowly but steadily coming in, and just when you thought you could camp my production, I actually pull out all of the crazy levels of production. That's exactly what happens. And now Marine Lord actually looks like he may have overextended. What is Marine Lord up to behind this? That is the question. It doesn't look like too much at this stage. I thought it might have been a castle age or something like that. It's just going to be a farm transition coming through from Marine Lord. But he's going to have to fall back, and I think he might be doing the right thing here. He's managing to save a couple of archers here. He'll be able to push towards the food source of his enemy and distract them for a little bit longer, meaning that he stays alive. He's able to build up his own source back home, and you can see that farm transition is now well and truly coming in. I love the way he drops the mill down quite literally next to the other mill. These two mills are the best friends that you would ever ever want to have. They're the two best friends that anyone could have. Yes, that's them. But now, Marine Lord, unfortunately getting walled out there. Nice little quick wall coming in here from his opponent. Doing a great job. And now, it looks like he's been cleaned up almost completely. He's got 3 archers left down there. But Tier 2 Golden Age being reached by Marine Lord. That's when you know business is getting serious. That is when you know things are starting to get serious for the Abbasid dynasty. That's right. The second tier is in. 15% research speed, 15% all resources getting a nice gather rate improvement. And now 86 villagers for Marine Lord, 56 for his opponent. This is where the real difference starts to set in. We've got 30 villagers, and now all of a sudden the Guz build is starting to look a little bit more like the Hut build. I'm just kidding, Hut. It's looking more like the Snooper build. I'm just kidding, Snooper. It's looking more like the Drongo build. But it's, yeah, it's not looking pretty now. And I think it all just comes down to the fact that there was no double broadaxe. Honestly, that double broadaxe just makes all the difference. That double broadaxe would have just meant that there would have been so many more archers out at this point for Puppy Paw. And the fact that we're at 20 minutes into the game and he's still neglected to get that, despite making... Like, I wouldn't be surprised if there's been 250, 300 archers come out this game already. Maybe not that much. Maybe like 186 archers coming out this game. There's been a huge amount. And just having that double broadaxe would have made all the difference for him. You don't need to get forestry. I mean, it's nice, but it's a bit expensive. It's gonna take a while for you for that one to pay off. But I think it pays itself off at like 3,500 wood or something like that. It's a long time. But now Puppy Paw going to be under pressure. That battering ram going to be moving in. A lot of archers here, and he's just massing up archers. You can see a couple of spearmen sitting back there as well. But Marine Lord behind this is going to be going castle, and with that, it's going to be very difficult for Puppy Paw to hold because all Marine Lord needs to do is go into knights, and that is going to be almost certainly good game there. You know, 4 or 5 knights are just going to be all that are needed to clean this up because he's already got +1 ranged armor, which means that these guys are going to have +5 armor, or they're going to have 5 ranged armor once they get up there. So they're going to be doing 1 damage a pop, these archers, and it's going to be so difficult for them to contest. But now we can see Marine Lord just doing a nice little bit of a battle here. He's got to be careful not to throw his units away. The other option, of course, is to go into veteran archers, which is going to help him out even more. Against these archers, but slowly and steadily these guys continue battling it out. A second battering ram going to be coming down here. Puppy Paw still really unaware of what his enemy may be up to, and isn't this just the classic Rus economy? Just like 30 villagers on wood, 30 on food, 30 on wood. It's like, can you name anything more Rus than like 30 villagers on food and 30 villagers on wood at 21 minutes into the game? Like, he has not touched a gold mine. He has not touched a stone mine. This is like, if you're a new player to the game, I recommend you get into Rus because there are only 2 resources for the Rus that you need to worry about. Technically, there are 3 resources, or 4 resources rather, but you don't have to worry about those as the Rus. You got this special building that you just click on randomly, and you'll get those other resources if you need them. That's how it works. It's very easy. But now Marine Lord up to the next age, and indeed we see veteran archers as well as +2 range attack coming through, as well as knights now coming out, or lancers coming out as they are more often known. In 7 lancers in queue. That is a fair amount of lancers that are coming out right now, and I got to agree with him. I think this is the right way to go about it. He's still sitting on the 2 town centers at the moment. He does have the ability to add in a 3rd, but doesn't really need to at this point. His economy is already so big. Could be looking to go into a monastery as well. He's got to be careful not to lose his mass right now. This is a very pivotal moment, and he's fighting actually before the mass comes in, and we can see that he's getting +2 as well as the veteran archers. It's imperative that he doesn't fight before the mass comes in. We enter into the cinematic mode. The first lancer going to be coming out and looking to dish out the damage. The single lancer versus the entire mass of archers trying to take them out, and you can see the little damage that it does. Remember, they're doing 1 damage a pop right now. These are feudal age archers against the +1 armor, and it looks like he's going to tap out. Marine Lord going to be victorious. Puppy Paw going to be tapping out 2-0 to Marine Lord. Fellas, 15 GMT, Saturday and Sunday. Be there or be square. That's Golden League. I'll leave a link in the description. Thank you so much for watching. We'll run quickly through these stats so you guys can have a look. We got the villager count going to all-time highs. We got the military count, which was just so up and so down. Puppy Paw had a great lead there, but Marine Lord, he did incredibly well to maintain control of that game. Good game, well played. I'll catch you guys in the next one.